Hello and welcome back to another reading. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what is being reflected back to you in your auric field today. Ooh, starting off with number 77, the waterfall. So this is the priestess of the earth guardians. This is the ultimate embodiment of the material plane. So it seems like you're very connected with Mother Gaia or Mother Terra at this time. It seems like you're really embracing sensuality, embracing all of your senses, really indulging and feeling so deeply connected. That is beautiful. Go ahead and see what you may need to hear at this time. Okay. So, how interesting that we're starting off with the priestess of Earth. And we also see the paladin of Earth. So we're, again, finding you in such like a really beautiful, connected, earthbound energy in its most divine form. And what is here with you is a new journey related to the material realm. So it seems as though you are really embarking on this path energetically on a higher level of like, okay, I really want to like bring in these blessings. Like I am here. I am really tapped into manifestation. I know how this works. And so I want to do it. But we also see here two things that are in reverse for you. So there's the paladin of portals. So this is related to the embodiment of water, but in the reverse. So it may feel a little bit like falling into the waters at this time. And here's the judgment card in reverse. So it may feel like this isn't happening as quickly as I'd like, and I don't quite understand why. And the why might be related to getting caught up in these past memories. So there is something about manifestation techniques where it kind of gives this sense of falsehood of control. Now, hear me out, because I do think that, manifestation and associated techniques can be super helpful, right? Like there's so many people that manifest. I mean, we all manifest. But there's also like, if we don't really approach this with humility and recognize that we are co-creating with the universe, that doesn't make us better than anyone else. That doesn't mean that, now all of a sudden we have all of these, godly powers that reign over others. If we're not careful, we could kind of move into that place rather than saying like, whoa, 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 let me sit down and recognize that my desires are part of my mission. This isn't coming from a place of thinking that I'm taking from others or that I'm reigning over others or I think I'm better than other people. That is not it at all. The path of manifestation is supported because it's related to your path. Even when you're manifesting from a place of like lower vibrations, of really pushing and straining and feeling miserable, because people can manifest from that place. You don't have to just be all good vibes to manifest. I mean, again, we manifest things all the time. It's really just like attracting certain things into our field and collapsing them into reality. Like things are flying into our field all the time. They're appearing, leaving, reappearing, It's changing all the time, almost like flickers of light. And so it's remembering that we are doing this in conversation with the universe. And so maybe a part of you has gotten a little lost or has gotten a little away from that. So this is an invitation to come back, sit down and reconnect, get back into divine conversation. Because especially when we tap into the earthly realm, right? Like when we start seeing like, oh my gosh, like I can manifest this, I can manifest that. Like we can get a little carried away. And even if we're not, falling into kind of the shadows of manifestation, we could also really speeding it up, you know, getting really excited, like our nervous system is moving faster and faster because it's so excited. But then, as we know, when the nervous system continues to get activated, or when there's like heightened levels of arousal, we may shift into survival strategies or survival states, you know, fight or flight or freeze or fawn. So instead of like responding and doing this in a way that feels consensual and collaborative, instead it can just feel like, oh no, like I'm just like, I'm going and it's hard for me to slow down. It's hard for me to get a grasp on what's happening. I feel like I'm out of control. And for those of us with trauma histories, this can activate some of that wounding for us. So maybe that's something that might be coming up for you as well. Let's look to see what messages are here for you. Yeah, this contemplation card, you may have been wondering why. Like, especially if you're so deeply connected with Earth and you're seeing that, like, wow, I'm manifesting all of these things. Like, that is so incredible. I am so grateful. I am so ready to take this path to really bring into fruition all of these like dreams and desires. And you have the sense of knowing that this is for my higher purpose. There's some type of shadows or something being activated here, and so you've been wondering, looks like you've been contemplating on that. Wow, power source and heart opening. So this may signal that, again, tapping back into your why, slowing down, regulating your body, and returning to the why and the divinity within that why, interlaced, interwoven into it. That is where you'll draw your power. That is when this will break open and your manifestations will just come flooding in, because you have all of the tools. You're there, you're ready, and you know that. Like, and that's why you've been wanting to do this. And so in your manifestation practices, paying special attention to regulating your body, returning to center, remembering those internal sensations associated with that like calm, meditative, trance-like state that opens the channel so that you can hear and receive from the divine. Remembering that, magnifying that, and practicing that repetitively can help your body to move into that state more seamlessly and allow these manifestations that do arise, that do materialize in your life, to be of divine order. Wow. I feel like that's the message there. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Please let me know how your meditation practices go. You know, I am so curious, like, if you could share the different practices that you engage in, because like whoever I'm talking to right now, it seems like, again, you have this great knowledge and skill in manifestation. Like, you know what you're doing. So if you could share some of your practices with others here, I'm sure others would love to learn from you. I know I would, and I feel so honored to have gotten to cross paths with you and do this reading for you, because it seems like you're doing really incredible work at this time. So, as always, thank you so much for doing this work, for transmuting these densities, for being the light worker that you are. You are doing this not only for yourself, but also for your lineage, ancestral, physical, ethereal. You're also doing this for me and ultimately the collective. So I wish you so much luck in this next chapter of your journey, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.